Alright, it's Brian Davis here. Critter Hunter just issued me a challenge about just over an hour and a half ago to find a triggerfish. Now I'm going to show him and Mark in Bermuda what accepting and dealing with a challenge really means. Within 24 hours he'll have his triggerfish. And there won't be little out of focus pictures and I didn't have the right lens. There'll be good video of triggerfish. I'm here at Sandy Beach Dive Centre. I've come straight over. Right, we're doing 2 dives this afternoon. I'm doing 2 in the morning, but I'm aiming to crack it this afternoon. Critter Hunter, learn how to do a challenge from a real pro. As your wife says, Brian's a critter hunter, right?
So we dive first on Snoopy Deep Reef, one of my favourite sites, straight down the line, nearly on top of this huge stingray, which turns out it was quite friendly because he left and then he came back. But it's not a triggerfish and too big for Critter Hunter. He doesn't do big stuff. Then what did I come across? A beautiful, majestic lionfish. Nope, not at all a triggerfish. But he did give me a tip. He said just over there around the corner. And what did we have? We had a red-toothed triggerfish. You know, he was trying to get away, but I wasn't. I was unperturbed. Can you believe we're into the less than 10 minutes into the dive and I've done Critter's challenge? Guys, Critter Hunter, come on, when you issue a challenge, this is how you handle it, man. This is how you handle it. You get back within 24 hours with a video uploaded. So, unperturbed, I came across this boxfish. We were coming off Snoopy Deep now towards the coral garden, and I had a chat with the boxfish. He came out and he said, do you know what, get over to coral garden, there's triggerfish there. And boy, did we have triggerfish. One was even trying to hide, you know, but I wasn't letting him get away. So we went from Snoopy Deep over to three rocks, jump in, look at these fish. I thought, these are great, but they're not triggers. Critter Hunter won't be happy. And really, 2 dives, I've got to find more triggers. And also, I've got to find good triggers. So, popped up, saw this puffer. He gave me a nod and said, just keep going along. Keep the rocks on the left. Then I popped into this grouper. Yeah, he wasn't too impressed with me, but he did give me a nudge to keep going on. Then what happened? A red-toothed triggerfish made a beeline for me. Look at this. You know, the viz wasn't great, but it doesn't matter. It's a triggerfish. So then I said, okay, right, 2 sites, triggerfish on both sides, that's good. But really, I've got to look at impressing Critter. I've got to show him and Mark in Bermuda how it's done. So we continue around, nice shoaler snappers, really nice. That, you know, there's a bit of current running, so they all line up and get ready to feed. But no more triggerfish. So then I see this little Moses sole, divine intervention, I call it. So I pop down and see him. He says, go and see my mate round the corner. I said, what do you mean? He said, just go and see him, old porcupine. So I just go round the corner, beautiful little porcupine fish. These guys are normally timid and go and hide in the coral, but not this guy. He was out and about, and he said, you'll have a beautiful Picasso trigger in less than a minute. So off I went, followed old Porky, what he told me, and look what happened. Wow. A Picasso triggerfish who was really pissed. He was not happy. You know, he said to me, he was telling me, I told Critter Hunter not to do a triggerfish challenge. I told him, but Brian, he'll just sort that one out. Now just leave me alone. Of course, I'm not leaving him alone. It's a Picasso triggerfish. I've really got to rub it in with Critter Hunter, right? Less than 24 hours, and I've not only got 1 triggerfish, I've got several triggerfish and 2 different types, including what I think is the most beautiful of all, an annoyed Picasso. So, anyway, critter hunter, I think your wife's right. I'm number one when it comes to critters. Alright? Anyway, this is us coming back up to the boat. You can just see 3 rocks there. Beautiful, beautiful sight. Always find something to film. Critter hunter, thanks for this challenge. I've enjoyed it. It's time for my outro. Stay tuned. What do you think? Hey? Do you want to be introduced to Kevin? Hey? Well, you know, you see what Critter Hunter does with cats. You know, we just let you eat, sleep. Hey? That's it, yeah. Give him what for? Yeah, Critter Hunter. Even the Sandy Beach Dive Centre cat's not impressed. Well, Critter Hunter. Hey, this is Ravi.
Hey.
I hope you enjoyed that video just now, where I showed you how to, get a challenge done quickly. But I'm a bit perturbed. I mean, you go and shoot crabs that you can hardly see with the naked eye. I mean, both Ravi and I agree, don't we, that a crab has got to be at least that size, right? At least, say, 3 inches. So I don't think the challenge is completed, Critter Hunter, until we've got, a reasonably sized crab from you. Once that's done, I may consider, reinstating your title as the world's Critter Hunter. But at the moment, I have to be frank with you, it's hanging in the balance, right? So me and Ravi are going to go out again today. We're going to find some more crabs and some more triggerfish. So you'll have part 2 of the Trigger Happy challenge very soon. What do you reckon, Ravi? Best critter hunter in the UAE.